Hey guys, how's it going? This is Wad from the MW Technology channel on YouTube, and in this video we're doing a review of the Nessie microphone from Blue. This is a USB enabled microphone for anybody looking to do a kind of professional level voice recording. If you're doing any kind of gameplay video commentary, this is great for that. It's great for a couple of other things too. It has some downsides too. So if you're interested in getting this microphone, and if you're kind of shopping around and comparing it, this will give you a good idea in terms of whether this microphone is right for you. So without any further ado, let's get right into the review.
So the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the overall physical design and dimension of the Nessie microphone. Now the microphone is designed to be small, compact, and semi-portable. So in terms of the footprint itself, it only takes about 3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch space. So it's pretty much available for anybody in really any space. So in terms of the build quality itself, the Nessie is designed to be as economical as possible. So therefore it's no surprise that pretty much everything is made out of plastic, which is kind of unfortunate. I would love to see some metal accents. This would have looked amazing and felt amazing if it was aluminum construction. Really would fit well within the Mac ecosphere, and unfortunately this is not the case, but it's definitely not badly built at all. It certainly feels like a well-made product that should be pretty durable in the long run. Now another cool aspect of the design is the built-in shock mount in the stand of the Nessie microphone. Now obviously this shock mount is not going to be as good as a proper industrial grade professional level microphone shock mount, but it does an okay job in terms of eliminating some of your lower rumbles when you hit your desk accidentally. It won't be as apparent compared to having no shock mount at all. In addition to that, it also has a built-in pop filter in front of the capsules, so it does a pretty good job of taking out your pops and your kind of lower end frequencies with that built in as well. Another thing I like about the design of the Nessie is the integrated volume dial at the base of the device. Unfortunately, the actual experience of using the headphone dial is not as satisfying as I imagined. It's not as smooth as I would like, as kind of silky and easy to turn. It's a little bit more chunky, and it's really these small little user experience hints that gives you the feeling that it's not the most premium microphone you can get out there. That being said, of course, there's also several features that kind of enhances the user experience. For example, when you hit the mute button, the bottom LED on the base starts to pulse, and it looks really cool. And it's small little aspects like this that gives you the notion that there definitely was some serious thought to the design of the microphone. Now the head of the microphone of the Nessie is also adjustable. It has a serpentine adjustable head, so you can move it up and down to a fair amount of degrees, as well as extend the head a couple of inches forward, making the microphone kind of more versatile when using it on a tabletop or a desk. Now what we're going to do next is test out the audio quality of the Nessie microphone, and what we're going to specifically do is take a look at the 3 recording modes of the mic located at the back of the device. So the microphone essentially has 3 recording modes. We're going to run through each of the modes and see how they sound against each other and see how the overall sound is conveyed. Okay everyone, so you guys are now listening to is me talking directly into the Nessie mic, and this is just plugged in directly into my computer. I'm using Reaper with no effects, compressors, anything, no EQ. I've also set the tone setting at the back of the microphone to the flat profile, so there is no EQ or compressor, nothing whatsoever. This is really the pure microphone sound of what you would get directly without adding any effects. So what you guys are now listening to is the Nessie mic on its vocal preset. So we have the tone dial on its middle position, and this is effectively giving you a vocal EQ. So it has a built-in EQ that's enhancing all the parameters of the voice spectrum. So you would have a nice kind of deep kind of voice sound with a good vocal bass response. This EQ setting would also roll off some of the more unflattering frequencies of the spectrum, such as your 1000 kilohertz spectrum, so it's less of a boxy sound compared to the flat tone that you listened to previously. It would also enable a de-esser, so it would take out some of your S's and your really high frequency, so it's less distracting. In addition to all those effects, this also has a small dynamic compressor or limiter, which is essentially going to compress your volume dynamics so it's much more of an even response. So if you're talking a little bit quieter, it would bump up your gain a bit automatically to a certain threshold. And if you're talking really loud, it would kind of lower it down automatically. So therefore, it's a little bit better in terms of controlling your volume, which I know a lot of people kind of struggle with, including myself at times. And it's really great that this is included, built into the setting. And overall, what this setting is going to allow you to do is have just one tiny little button that you enable, and you won't really have to do anything in post. Now, obviously, for perfectionists and audiophiles and professionals out there, they're probably going to do their own settings in post anyways. But for most people who do game commentaries or any kind of simple voiceovers or even a little bit of singing here and there, I think you won't have to really do too much in terms of your post-production. So it's therefore great for anyone who wants to do just less work to sound great. So the last setting on the tone toggle switch is a musical setting. You can also use it for singing and things like that, but it's especially designed to have a little bit more high-end frequencies. So I'll play a little bit of acoustic guitar and you guys have a good idea in terms of how that sounds. Now let's get into the real meat of the question here. How does the Nessie sound and how does it compare to other microphones similarly placed? Now obviously this is not a comparison video, but I can tell you right now that the Nessie, for the money itself, is definitely a good sounding microphone. It's definitely not going to allow you to sound like Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones or anybody like that, but really in terms of its overall quality and ease of use, I have to give it really high marks. In most cases, you're going to find that this microphone is pretty much up there with anything that costs around $100.
But other than that, guys, if you have any questions about the Nessie microphone or anything I talked about, please make sure to leave it on a comment down below. Also, make sure to visit our description below where you'll find the link to our Twitter and Facebook, and just check those out if you feel interested. And if you like the video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. But other than that, I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching.